Making sure families in their community are certainly taken care of this time of year. That generosity felt today at the annual food distribution hosted by Rackspace.
The night team's Camelia Juarez was there to see the long lines of people. She tells us how organizers worked to combat inflation in order to keep the giveaway going.
Stuffing, macaroni and cheese, fresh vegetables, and of course, a turkey.
Happy Thanksgiving!
All the Thanksgiving works were given to over 500 families in the Windcrest area. Renee Quinones was in line this morning at Rackspace headquarters. She is grateful for the extra food to feed all her extra family members on Thanksgiving.
Just having family, being able to come over and having enough food to feed everyone. It's really important to have, family together for the holidays and being able to feed everyone that comes over. And
according to the Consumer Price Index for October, groceries cost about 12.4% more than 1 year ago. Eric Cooper with the San Antonio Food Bank knows families have a tight budget as rent, gas prices, and energy bills are all on the rise this year.
When these families see that turkey and it's loaded in the trunk of their car, the stress melts off. They're so relieved knowing that now they can provide.
Cooper says there is a way to help more families. Every HEB has big red barrels to place donations. Michael Guerra with the San Antonio Food Bank says financial donations can go a long way.
Go online to the safoodbank.org website, make a secure donation, and $1 turns into 10 pounds of food. $15 provides a turkey. So
the San Antonio Food Bank is still collecting turkey donations. You can help a family have their great Thanksgiving meal. You can either donate at HEB or online. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Well, it's clear the season for giving is in full force as we enter this holiday season. Today, Operation Homefront provided meals to families in the San Antonio community. 425 meals, to be exact, were given out as part of their annual holiday meals for military families. Those in attendance had to pre-register to make sure the organization could provide for the large turnout. The goal of the event is to build strong and stable military families.
A lot of times, military members move a lot, they incur a lot of bills, and the holidays are stressful. We don't want them having to make the choice of, am I going to make the car payment or pay my rent, as opposed to having a nice holiday meal, put some more presents on the trees.
All the meals given out today were provided by donations. Operation Homefront has been helping the military community since 2010.
Well, he's doing great work there this time of year and all throughout the year. All right, I know some people are complaining about how cold it is. This is perfect.
No, you like it?
Oh, yeah. I decorated for Christmas. I didn't sweat. I didn't have to wear shorts out there.
Wow.
It was awesome.
All of the things. I don't think today would have been as bad if it wasn't for the rain and the wind. Kind of those two things, the wind chill factor, all of that. It felt like the 30s for a good portion of the day because of those breezy conditions. Now, as we head into the back half of the weekend, it is still going to be plenty cold out there, well below average in terms of our temperatures. Likely not going to budge a whole lot through the overnight thanks to the cloud cover in place. So we'll start off tomorrow morning in the upper 30s and low 40s, and really as we head into the afternoon hours, mid 40s is where we're expecting those afternoon temperatures to sit. Cloudy skies expected into tomorrow as well, and also some increasing rain chances, especially by tomorrow evening and even more so through the overnight hours and into early Monday. So we'll time all of it out, starting off with a look at temperatures outside late this Saturday night. 41 officially the temperature over at San Antonio International, 38 up in Bulverde, 37 in Comfort, 38 in Bandera, and 41 over in Rio Medina. Now, we still do have the cloud cover in place across a good portion of the area. As of this hour, most of us are pretty dry out there. We found widespread light rain earlier this morning. That activity decreased in coverage throughout the second half of the day. Still maybe a few sprinkles out in far western Wilson County approaching Floresville in the Highway 181 corridor. corridor. I think most of us will likely be quiet and dry through the overnight hours, but still plenty cold out there. Again, because of the cloud cover in place, temperatures likely not going to fluctuate a whole lot over the next 6 to 12 hours. So upper 30s, low 40s in store by wake up time tomorrow. About 40 is where we'll wake up to here in San Antonio. An isolated chance for a stray shower throughout the first half of the day. And then as we head into the afternoon hours, notice around 45. That's pretty much it for our daytime high here in San Antonio. And we'll also start to see those rain chances increase just a bit more as well. So we'll go ahead and time that out. There's an area of low pressure closer to the desert southwest, this little dip in the jet stream here. What that's going to do is track eastward over the next 36 hours. That is going to bring in some additional energy into our atmosphere that we can try to use to make some additional light rain. So here's wake up time tomorrow. Most of us are quiet. It is cold and it is cloudy. A few isolated showers possible throughout the first half of the day, but notice especially by late afternoon and into the early evening. This is about 5 p.m. tomorrow. We start to see some of that activity increase. Some rain possible across portions of the hill country, stretching over to the Winter Garden and the Rio Grande. That is expected to continue into Sunday night. Scattered showers possible. And then as we head into the overnight hours, before the sun comes up on Monday, more widespread light rain expected, streaming in from the southwest, pushing farther off to the northeast, and especially by Monday morning drive time, still could be a little soggy and cold out there. So plan on bundling up, taking the rain gear with you, and maybe giving yourself a little bit of extra time out the door as well. In terms of totals, in and around the San Antonio area, not completely out of the realm of possibilities that we pick up on a ½ inch to maybe an inch of rain, which is definitely needed. So we'll keep eyes on that here over the next couple of days. Those rain chances decrease throughout the day on Monday, still below average temperatures over the next few days as well, but they do look to slowly warm by Thanksgiving. That's when we're expecting our next front to move in, maybe a little bit of rain associated with that. Still have some details to fine tune in regards to that, so we'll keep eyes on it over the next few days, guys.
Okay, well, at least it's not in the 40s.
Right.
40s and rain is a lot. I agree.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tom Turkey there on Thursday, it's going to be warmer than 70 degrees for turkeys on Thanksgiving. So good luck with that.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Aw, he's so cute there, though.
Well, it tastes pretty good cooked, too. All right, Larry, UTSA gets a big win, and that means some good things for them.
Yeah, they played at Rice today, and this game is over in the first quarter. UTSA rolled the Owls, and in the process, the Roadrunners won the Conference USA regular season title. And right here in town, Trinity football had a playoff comeback win today. Coming up. Trinity head coach Jeremy Urban busted out the gritty after his team won a playoff game against Hardin-Simmons today in Big Board Sports. All right, we kick off in Houston where the Rice Owls were hosting the UTSA Roadrunners on a cold, rainy day. First quarter, Roadrunners' second offensive possession. Frank Harris moves to his right, looking to pass, and he cuts back to his left, decides to use his legs to handle his business, and he does just that, going the distance, outrunning the Owls for a 63-yard touchdown and a 7-0 Roadrunners lead. Less than 3 minutes later, Roadrunners ball after forcing a Rice fumble, and Harris fakes the handoff and runs just outside the hashes. 15-yard touchdown for Frank, and it's a 14-0 UTSA lead. Later in the first quarter, Roadrunners ball again after coming up with another fumble recovery. Harris throws to Zachary Franklin, 5-yard TD reception. The Roadrunners are rolling 21-0. Final minute of the second quarter, same score. Harris throws to Big O, Oscar Cardenas, and he finds the end zone 16 yards to make it 28-0 UTSA. Your halftime score, UTSA cruises 41-7, so they'll host the Conference USA title game for the second straight season.
It means a lot, getting back to back. It's hard to come by, especially once, and getting it twice. It means a lot for us, the program, the city, university, all of that. So definitely blessed, and we don't take it lightly.
Frank Harris just, early, he just won't be denied, man. You can just feel it, and what a blessing that we've kept him healthy. I mean, he's making up for a lot of kids that are out there not playing. But man, he was special.
And here's Coach Traylor holding the Conference USA Regular Season Championship Trophy. Their regular season finale is next Saturday, 2:30 p.m. at the Dome with UTEP before hosting the Conference USA title game on Friday, December the 2nd. Incarnate wraps up their regular season this afternoon on the road against Northwestern State. Second half, Cardinals are rolling. Quarterback Lindsey Scott slings it to Darren Chafin, and he's off to the races for a 51-yard touchdown. And UIW leads 38-7. Chafin caught 6 passes for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. Scott threw 5 touchdowns on the day, and the Cardinals cruise to a big win, 66-7, and they are back-to-back Southland Conference champions. For the first time since 2011, Trinity is hosting a Division III playoff football game. This afternoon, they're taking on Hardin-Simmons in the first round in cold, windy conditions. Tigers trailed 7-0 at halftime, but they start the second half strong on 4th and 10. Tucker Horn goes deep for Ryan Merrifield, and he makes the grab for a gain of 23 yards down to the 4-yard line. 3 plays later, Winston Hutchison powers his way over the goal line, and we're tied at 7-all. That capped a 19-play, 92-yard scoring drive that burned nearly 10 minutes off of game clock. Fourth quarter now, same score, 3rd and 3. Horn finds Merrifield again for a gain of 10 yards down to midfield or near midfield. The drive continues, and this time on 3rd and 6, Horn hits Merrifield in stride for the 38-yard touchdown, and that's your game winner. Merrifield finished with 6 catches for 110 yards and that touchdown, all coming in the second half. Tigers win it 14-7. It's their first playoff victory since 2002.
It means everything. It means everything just to come out here and to advance one more week because we've been working all season long. We've been working since January 31st. We set the goals on the board to win a playoff game. We just did it today. It's a team effort.
It's incredible. You know, the school's been behind us from the beginning as we've tried to rebuild this thing. So thankful to be here doing what we're doing with these great young men at our great institution, and to do it in front of our fans, it's just really special.
Next Saturday, Trinity will face the defending national champions Mary Hardin-Baylor in the second round. The Tigers lost to the Crusaders in the first round of last year's playoffs. And in one more local final, Texas State topped Arkansas State 16-13, improving to 4-7 on the season. So TCU beat Baylor on the final snap of the game via a play they practice every Thursday. We got that later in sports.
This was a crazy, crazy Saturday, Larry.
It was.
Fun to watch. Thanks.
One small church hoping to find a way to finish the restoration project. Hear the story behind these stained glass windows and how you can help.
And the GOP is starting to prepare for the next presidential election, just 2 years away, with Donald Trump announcing already. How is he impacting the party's push for support? The GOP's potential class of 2024 presidential hopefuls are in Las Vegas this weekend at the Republican Jewish Coalition's leadership meeting.
Several prominent Republicans taking to the stage. ABC's Rachel Scott breaks down what they hope for the future of the Republican Party.
The battle for the Republican nomination is already taking shape. This weekend, potential 2024 candidates crossing paths at the Republican Jewish Coalition's annual leadership meeting.
We must unite our party around a bold, optimistic agenda that offers a clear choice and lays a lasting foundation for victory in 2024 and beyond.
Nearly 2 weeks after the midterm election, Republicans acknowledging it was far from the red wave they were hoping for. Some placing the blame on former President Donald Trump. At least 30 of his handpicked candidates lost.
A party that has lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections, and that couldn't even beat Joe Biden, is desperately in need of a course correction.
What I've been calling this lately is the choice for the Republican Party between the party of me and the party of us.
Others insisting candidate quality matters.
I got a great policy for the Republican Party. Let's stop supporting crazy, unelectable candidates in our primaries and start getting behind winners that can close the deal in November.
This Republican gathering comes just days after Donald Trump announced his third bid for the White House. The former president choosing not to attend, instead addressing the crowd virtually.
But we've always known that 2022 was not the end, only the beginning of the battle to save our country.
Meanwhile, Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, considered by some to be a rising star in the Republican Party, has not indicated whether he plans to run in 2024. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Las Vegas.
Members of the University of Virginia community gathered on campus today for a memorial service honoring 3 victims who died in a shooting on campus on Sunday night. The service consisted of musical selections, a student reading, and reflections from university figureheads, including UVA athletic director, the head football coach, and university president. The 2 other students injured in that shooting were also honored. The memorial also had added security as a precaution.
Well, Santa Fe police are releasing a report more than a year in the making, more than 550 pages, revealing what investigators have discovered about the fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust. The report, including texts from Alec Baldwin after handling that loaded gun that fatally shot cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza. The report also contains excerpts from interviews with people who were there that day, including the director. Investigators say he heard the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez, apologizing shortly after he was shot. Just last week, Baldwin tried to clear his name, filing a lawsuit against the armorer and some members of the crew. They've denied being responsible for the shooting.
Back here in Texas, a Fort Worth fire department just added some strength to its numbers. They just made history as well as the most diverse class of firefighters in that department's history. 71% of the class are minorities, 5 are military veterans, 5 women also graduated. All of them are mothers. A former teacher from Austin who graduated says he became a firefighter to be a role model for his students and the community.
I wanted to give them that hope that, wherever we come from, you could have the discipline, the dedication. If you want to succeed and you want to put yourself, above anything that you want to accomplish, it's capable.
And we can also tell you that the fire chief says the goal is to make sure the department reflects the diversity of the community they serve. Since 2018, there have been a 66% increase in hiring of black firefighters and more than 200% increase in female firefighters and a 46% increase in Hispanic firefighters. A small church in the Hill Country is in the middle of a very big improvement project.
Yep, it involves putting things in a whole new light by refurbishing its century-old stained glass windows.
As Katrina Weber shows us, those windows are a doorway to a lot of history.
I'm just amazed at all of the intricacies of this building. It's just a really special place to me.
Marcia Burney isn't alone. This brick building has touched the souls of Hill Country families for generations.
This window over here is the Reese window, and so that's my husband's great-great-grandmother.
Burney married into the family that founded what would become Center Point United Methodist Church back in the 1850s. This is the 3rd building since then to house its congregation. This one for more than 100 years. But what never gets old is being inside it.
You can't sit here in the sanctuary and look at the windows and not be moved. It's the light of God that comes through.
The stained glass behind her heavenly thoughts was handcrafted by a San Antonio woman in the early 1900s. Helen Fern Goolsby's artwork covers all 27 windows.
She was 19. She designed these. They were brought up to Center Point, probably on a wagon.
It said that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, in this case, the windows are the eyes to this church, and over the years, they've seen a lot. Seeing through those eyes has become more difficult with age. With help from a New Braunfels company, the church plans to restore them all. The painstaking process involves removing each window piece by piece.
It takes a lot of money to refurbish stained glass. Each of the bin windows was about $50,000.
It's a huge price tag for the tiny congregation, about 40 people. Fundraisers have gotten them only so far. Faith fuels them to find a way to finish the job.
God just works for us. We just keep praying and hoping and planning.
Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Well, as we deal with cool temperatures here in the south, people up in the north are digging out of some historic snowfall accumulations. Why people affected by the winter storm are being told to let nature run its course for their own safety.